In today's video, we're going to be covering what I think are the top 5 condos in the entertainment district. Now, this is a new series that I've started where I'll be sharing what I think are the best condos in neighborhoods across the city, primarily downtown and midtown Toronto. So in today's video, we'll be covering the entertainment district. If you're new here, welcome back to Property Ladder. My name is Khushnaz and I'm a realtor here in the city of Toronto. If you have any questions or you'd just like to chat more, you can book a call with me at the link in the description. Just a quick disclaimer, the opinions expressed in this video are solely my own and of course subjective to my experience as a realtor in the city of Toronto. So the next 5 condos that I'll be discussing are ranked in no particular order, just my top picks for buildings in the entertainment district. Now, if you live in Toronto, you know what the entertainment district is. However, if you are new to the city or moving to the city, the entertainment district is the neighborhood between Spadina Avenue to the west, University Avenue to your east, the Gardner to the south, and Queen Street to the north. Now let's get into it. Okay, so first on the list, we have 25 Lower Simcoe Street, also known as the Infinity Phase 4 building. Now it's called that because it's the final and fourth tower in the Infinity condo complex. This condo complex is located just west of Union, north of the Gardner, and east of the Rogers Center and CN Tower. So the first 3 buildings in this phase were 19 Grand Trunk Crescent, 30 Grand Trunk Crescent, and 51 Lower Simcoe Street. These were developed by the Conservatory Group, and this particular building at 25 Lower Simcoe was completed in 2015. The building stands tall at 16 stories and is just shy of 300 units. In terms of the sizes and variety of layouts offered, they range from 1 bedrooms to all the way to 2 bed plus dens. And in terms of size, they start at 550 square feet all the way to 1300 square feet. Now, when it comes to amenities, of course, the building has most of the usuals, which is a gym, a party room, a 24-hour concierge, visitors parking, a party room, a rooftop deck with barbecues. But they also have an indoor pool, saunas, a hot tub, guest suites, and an indoor basketball court, which I think is pretty amazing since it's very rarely that you would find an indoor basketball court in a condo building. In terms of pricing, condos currently at this point trade at about $933 per square foot, and condo fees are 90 cents per foot, covering heat, water, and air conditioning. When it comes to condo fees, your condo fees are determined by not just the size of the unit, but also the kind of amenities and facilities offered within the building. So, of course, the bigger the size of the unit, the more you're going to be paying in condo fees. Now, keep in mind, if you have a parking spot or locker with the unit, you're also going to be paying a little bit more as an additional fee for the parking and locker space that you're occupying in the building. Finally, when it comes to amenities and facilities, the bigger the building and the more the facilities offered, typically the condo fees would be a little bit higher just to keep up with the maintenance and upkeep of these amenities. So what I really love about this building are, of course, a couple different things. First, let's start with location. I think it's perfectly situated, especially if you're going to be working in the financial district. You're super close to the waterfront. You have the lake right behind you. You have the entertainment district just north of where you live. So if you want to go out at night or just do whatever you need to do, it's all right there. You don't even need to take an Uber or drive. You can literally just walk everywhere. If you work in the financial district, again, super closely located. So yeah, it's really well situated in my opinion. Now, when it comes to transit or driving, again, super convenient. You have the Gardner right at the back, so you can just hop on there. If you need to take the subway or the GO train, you can literally just walk to Union and hop on. Super easy. You have a great walkability score. As I mentioned, you can walk everywhere. And again, let's look at groceries, LCBO. You have a Longo's and LCBO on York Street. You have a Farm Boy at the lake. You have Sobeys just a little bit west at Fort York and Spadina. And if you want to walk further west, you can go to Bathurst and there's a Loblaws right there. So yeah, just in terms of conveniences, I feel like it really lets you take advantage of everything that the downtown core has to offer. Now, another thing which I think really makes this building a winner for me are the layouts. I love the layouts. I think they're super functional. They have great livability and just they really maximize the space that you get in the unit. Even when it comes to the 1 bedroom, so they have 2 different sizes of 1 bedrooms. They have the 550 square foot 1 bedrooms and they have the slightly bigger ones. It's about 650, 660. Both these spaces, it's just been laid out really well. So you have kitchen islands, which I personally really like because it gives you a distinction between the kitchen and living areas. You have a proper bedroom with door. I'm not a fan of the sliding doors. You have really big windows, lots of light coming in. When it comes to the 2-bedroom layouts, they have split bedroom layouts, which means there's a bedroom on either side. So again, something that I really like. Just functionality overall, I would say it's pretty solid in terms of that and just livability and making the most of the space. Now, I think this building was completed in 2015, which I feel like probably the last year, because 2016 onwards, we saw an investor boom. And what I see is, just based on my experience, all of the buildings that were built 2016 onwards, keeping investors in mind, not really end users or owners who actually want to live in these units. So I'm not a fan of those buildings. I don't like the fact that you have a kitchen taking up an entire wall and barely any space, sliding doors in the bedrooms, bedrooms without windows, those kinds of layouts, basically like a matchbox, you know what I mean? So I personally love the layouts that I see in Simcoe Street. I think it's a breath of fresh air compared to what we've been seeing lately. So a lot of the bedrooms, at least in the two bedrooms or the 2+ dens that I've seen, one of the bedrooms always comes with an ensuite bathroom, but most of them also have a walk-in closet, which is great. Another thing I really want to mention that I like are the appliances that you get in the kitchen. These are full-sized appliances. Again, I think this is 2015 building, so there's a lot of space been given to the kitchen. The island is amazing, of course, but all of the appliances are full-sized and not integrated, which I think personally is better than having the newer kitchens that you see with the tiny little stovetops and ovens, which can barely fit anything. The building also has really good south and west facing views. Now, if you're south facing, of course, especially on the higher floors, you would get lake views. And on the west side, you have the Rogers Center and CN Tower. So most of the units, whether you're on the lower floor or the higher floor, you get an amazing unobstructed view of the CN Tower and Rogers Center. Now, keep in mind, Toronto is a city of cranes. So wherever you look, you're going to see a new building come up, and there's no promising that you look out the window and there's no construction outside. One of the pros I would say of this building is that if you do have a west facing unit, it's going to be really nice to know that your view isn't going to be obstructed and there's not going to be a condo building, since you have the CN Tower and Rogers Center right there. So yeah, overall, I would say great location, solid building, super convenient. It's very well run. The condo fees may be on the slightly higher side at 90 cents a foot, but I do feel like you're getting a lot for the money that you're paying in terms of the amenities and just the overall quality of the building. Okay, next up is 224 King Street West, also known as a Theatre Park Condos. Now, you may not recognize this by name, but you've definitely seen this building while walking around downtown somewhere on King Street. It's a high-rise condo, and it has these white crisscross beams along the sides of the building extending all the way to the top. It's located bang on King Street at the King and Simcoe intersection, across from Roy Thompson Hall and next to the Royal Alexandra Theatre. It was built in 2015 by Lamb Development, and it stands tall at 47 stories with 234 units. The building offers a wide variety of not just layouts but sizes as well, ranging from 450 square feet all the way to 3,300 square feet. You have studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 3 bed plus dens, and also a whole collection of penthouse units. When it comes to the amenities, the building, of course, has all of the usuals. They have a 24-hour concierge, they have a gym, they have a party room, but my favorite amenity in the building is definitely the outdoor pool, as it has an amazing view of the city. Units in this building definitely tend to trade at a higher price per foot at about 1,180, and condo fees are at 90 cents a foot, covering heat, water, and air conditioning. As you may have heard, the condo market right now is definitely not in the best shape, but even so, units in this building are selling, and not just are they selling, but they're also selling at clearly a higher price point than the rest of the neighborhood, and as well as the downtown core, I would say. $1,180 a foot is really not bad at all, especially in this given market. So it's definitely promising that units in this building hold up their value, and the building overall has great resale value, high rental yield, and is able to hold its own even in a market like this one. Condo fees are at about 90 cents a foot, covering heat, water, and air conditioning. What I love about this building is, of course, the location. It's prime location. You're on King Street. You can hop onto the streetcar, which is right at your doorstep. You have St. Andrew Station. You have access to the path, close enough to the financial district, in the entertainment district, close enough to King West, but not in the midst of all the chaos. What truly makes this building a winner for me, though, are the features, the finishes, and just the uniqueness of the layout. I love the exposed concrete, the hardwood floors, the high ceilings, floor-to-ceiling windows. Absolutely a big fan of gas stoves and the barbecue lines on the balconies. That's quite a rarity and not something you find in every condo building. That, coupled with just the variety of the layouts, not just in terms of the sizes, but also the functionality of it. Like you won't see just cookie cutter condos like you see in other places. Like, the floor plans are different. They're open concept. Some have islands, some don't. Some have amazing views, but just even in terms of, say, not just the penthouse units, but also you'll find a large one bedroom at about 800 square feet with two bathrooms. Things like that are not very common. Just the detail that's been given to the finishes or the features, things like porcelain tiles in the bathroom or deep soaker tubs, or even the floor to ceiling windows in the bathrooms as you take a bath. Things like that, in my opinion, make this building unforgettable. All of this combined with the fact that the building has great resale value, high rental yield, is being run well and managed properly, makes this one of my picks for the entertainment district. Next up, we have 21 Widmer Street, also known as the Cinema Tower. This one is located just a little bit west of the last building that we spoke about on Widmer Street off of King, and the closest intersection would be King and John. It was developed by Daniels and completed in 2013. It has about 45 stories and 440 units in the building, ranging from studios, one bedrooms, one plus dens, two bedrooms, three bedrooms, and penthouse units. Sizes vary from about 450 all the way to 1,500 square feet. Aside from the concierge visitors parking, they have an entire sixth floor dedicated just to the amenities. They have an amazing gym, they have steams, saunas, they have a beautiful party room combined with their rooftop deck and barbecues. They have a library, they have a movie theater, and they also have an indoor basketball court. Units in this building currently trade at just over $1,000 a foot, and condo fees are at 90 cents a foot, covering heat, water, and air conditioning. So the reason why I picked this one to be on the list is just because I think it's one of those high-rise condos that's just a solid building and kind of checks everything off the list. Great location, as we've discussed. It's just off of King Street, so you don't get the high traffic and the noise, but it's close enough where you get all the benefits of being close to King Street. I think the amenities are definitely top of the list. They have so many different amenities: the basketball court, the gym, the party room is exceptional, the entire rooftop with the barbecues. It's always well maintained, really well taken care of, and great management, solid building. I've had clients live in this building and they've had nothing but good things to say about it. So yeah, amenities, good location, and of course the layouts as well. Now, this was built in 2013, so again, functional layout, great usability, lots of natural light, and the penthouse units are beautiful. Now, I know, of course, we're talking about just the regular sized, more accessible units, but the penthouse units in this building have amazing views, really unique layouts. Every layout is different. The floor plans are well designed, open concept, lots of natural light. So yeah, no complaints about this building. I think it's definitely one that checks all the boxes. Last one on the list is one of my favorites. This is 8 Charlotte Street, aka the Charlie Condos. This is again a really popular building. It's located on Charlotte Street, just off of King, super close to King and Spadina. It was built in 2013 by the Great Gulf and stands tall at 36 stories with about 300 units in the building. They have one bedrooms, one plus dens, two bedrooms, two plus dens, and then really massive penthouse units at about 1,500 square feet with three bedrooms or three plus dens. They have two floors dedicated just for the amenities in the building, known as the zone, where they have a gym, an aerobic studio. They have this beautiful party room with a grand piano. They have a dining room, steam rooms, and then a rooftop deck with an outdoor pool, barbecues, and spectacular views of the CN Tower and the lake. Units in this building trade at about just over $1,000 a foot, and condo amenities are $96 a foot, covering heat and water. Even though the building's over a decade old, I feel like it really doesn't show its age. What I love the most about the Charlie condos are the layouts. They're definitely not cookie cutter, and that's something that's really important, I would say, when you're buying a place. Like, the units are functional, they have great layouts, and they're also unique at the same time. So it's not something that you would always find in every other condo that you walk into. They have floor to ceiling windows, hardwood floors, and just every unit that I've seen, I've almost never been disappointed. Lots of natural light coming in, especially if you're facing south or east. They just have amazing views of the lake and the skyline south of King Street. The east side, you would also get really nice views, but I think that view is now obstructed with, of course, a new building that's come up. Other than that, of course, it's really well located. You have the King streetcar at your doorstep. You also have the north-south streetcar on Spadina. Close enough to the lake. You have Clarence Park to the south of King Street. You have King West, so you have access to all of the restaurants and bars within a couple minutes walk. Chinatown to the north, just overall, I would say it's a really solid building and one of my favorites in the entertainment district. All right, so there you have it. These are my top picks for condo buildings in the entertainment district. Now, this was just the first video in the series that I've started. So if you like what you saw and you found it helpful, like my video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can follow along and hear my honest, unfiltered opinions on condos that I love in the different neighborhoods of this city. Feel free to check out my other playlists as well on the channel. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, I have dedicated guides for you if you're buying or selling real estate in Toronto. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.